Hi everyone, just going to share over some words with regards to the radio debate, let's just say, with the presentation of James O'Brien on LBC yesterday. I watched it, I analysed it, and equating some of it to Piers Morgan's interview with former Ambassador Mark Regev, the Israeli spokesman, who's doing a fantastic job. And James O'Brien is framing the whole situation, I thought, terribly yesterday in his presentation. He's trying to equate, he was saying, is Israel justified in what they are doing in Gaza and everything else. He barely brings up the hostage situation at the moment. If you watched it, it was yesterday on the 14th of December. He gave a long talk. He accepted a lot of calls within regards to the topic. He was trying to, he's obviously doesn't believe, it seems like he really believes there should be a ceasefire now. And then he starts talking about Bezalel Smotrich and the comments he made I believe it was March this year, with regards to Jordan. He gave a greater map of Israel, I believe biblical map of Israel at the time, and saying that, first of all, he claims that Bezalel Smotrich said that all of Jordan is Israel, which I don't think that was true at all. And he was showing a biblical map at the time, if you will see it. He wasn't saying this should be Israel. He took him totally out of context. But at the same time, he doesn't mention that when, I think, the Jordanians, only a few days later, they brought a map of Jordan inside their parliament, if I'm not mistaken, and they showed the whole of Jordan as the whole of Israel as Jordan also. He fails to mention this. He's seemingly equating the settlers to the Palestinian terrorists also yesterday, saying how extreme they are, how much they're building. He doesn't mention inside, he doesn't frame the discussion that there's a lot of, first of all, there's a lot of illegal Arab settlements also in this area. There's a lot more, by the way, than supposedly Israeli ones. Also, yesterday, Piers Morgan challenged Mark Regev within regards to the let's say the settler violence, let's just call it, which is massively exaggerated. So he challenges them, and Mark Regev actually points out, saying that 99% of the violence that's going on in these settlements are from the other side, from the Palestinian side, not from the settler sides. So he's framing it, James O'Brien, as if anyone that's making a settlement in these areas is all the violence has come from one side, when it's not at all. It's a vast fringe of Israelis that are doing the violence, which everyone condones, and rightly so. You know, I'm coming here to condone, but he's framing it in the wrong way. He doesn't mention, and then he speaks about occupation again, sort of blaming that. It's disputed territory, full stop. Over here, and Israel won wars against it, defensive wars against it. He doesn't explain that. He also doesn't explain how Ariel Sharon gave up. Israel kicked out in 2005 some of the Gush settlements over there, which was highly unpopular. They gave it. They could have built a Singapore. He doesn't mention that the Palestinians could have built a Singapore, and they got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars from foreign aid to do that. He doesn't condemn them with regard to that. He doesn't condemn that a lot of the Palestinian population are handing out sweets and candies, and are supporting the people in the local polls recently in the West Bank. More than 70%, a whopping 70%, would support the terrorist organisation Hamas. He doesn't mention any of that thing. And then he has a cheek also in the thing to say about... Tzipora Hotaveli, what she said in her interview to Sky News, that there shouldn't be a Palestinian state. He basically doesn't, first of all, she wasn't given a chance to clarify her whole full position of her reasonings for that. And he's making it out as in, like, saying, no, they are saying that they don't want, when so many times he fails to mention that many of the people, including Ehud Barak, offered the Palestinians the let's just say the deal of the century with regards to this thing, and they rejected it. He's equating also a lot of the religious settlers, calling them all extremists, first of all, the vast majority of them extremists, when a lot of them are vast majority of them are very peaceful. He's framing the entire thing in the discussion yesterday into a context that it wasn't, and it's got to be called out. This has got to be, because a lot of people are believing what he's saying across, and all the phone callers in are also believing that, and he's spending a lot of time talking about the Israeli settlers, that they're coming in, and that's a problem. The settlements are the problem, when once again I state a lot of this is disputed territory, according to a lot of the lawmakers, and you know, this has not been at all clarified, and it's got to be called out. And he's doing this a lot, the way he says it, also the way he presents it, as if everything is fact in what he's saying, where he's also made various mistakes in some of the things that he has quoted also. So this has got to be called out over here. And yeah, this is he does condemn Jeremy Corbyn with everything that he does do. I'll say that in yesterday's article, but he's sort of framing yesterday the religious, the settlers to the Palestinian terrorists. He's kind of framing it that way with everything that he's saying and blaming that when it's absolute nonsense. This is none of the things. And wasn't it Corbyn was trying to equate Israel with some of the extremist groups also? So sort of something strange going on there. So no, unfortunately not. We need much more of us to call in within regards to the show. I definitely plan in on calling up within regards to these things. So Shabbat Shalom and take care, and please watch over the previous videos and the summaries of what I have done within regards to the lens from living in Israel and watching some of the British media with what is going on.